Anaheim, South Texas. Time to feel the energy and excitement of Friday night football. There's hard-hitting action on the field every week, and we bring it right to you with action highlights from area high school football games from the top-rated 3 News Sports team. Time now for the one and only, the original Friday Night Sports Blitz, sponsored by the Rob Law Firm, the local lawyers, and Bug Pro, your experts in pest control.
Hey, good evening, Coastal Bend. Welcome to Week 5 of the Friday Night Sports Blitz. Ashley, we had a busy night tonight.
I'm just surprised we made it this far, Chris, because golly, Week 5, here we are. Lots of football highlights, but let's just talk about what the weather was tonight.
It was amazing.
I didn't sweat, not once. Yeah, thanks,
Alan
Alan.
Holt says you're welcome.
Thanks,
well, hey, you know what, Coastal Bend? You're welcome for 11 highlights tonight. So let's get to it. Our, not game of the week, that's going to be tomorrow. You got that one. But our lead game tonight, Veterans Memorial and Gregory Portland. Both teams coming in 2-0 in district. So first place on the line here. The first mistake for Vets really all season. Cameron De La Pena is going to get popped, has it punched out, and GP recovers. Gabriel Juarez jumping on it. Brent Davis's team and business. Ray Aikens Wildcat Stadium loving it. Oh, Coach Bittner, not so much. But here, first and 29 for GP after 2 key penalties and 8 penalty schmenalties. Brandon Redden hitting Ross DuBose, gone for the score.
Yo, shout out to our photographer. You got that.
It was.
Snap. Look at you. That was beautiful.
De resistance. Made it 6-0
goodness.
though. GP missing the extra point. Vets answering right back though. Elijah Durrett from 30 yards out. They're not gonna get him. Big on for the score.
Adios, amigo.
Vets goes up 7-6. They were not done. Now in the second, Durrett. This time, he did it with the legs earlier. Now he's going to do it through the air. The screen pass to De La Pena. Remember, he coughed it up earlier. Makes up for it. Get off me. Circle button with the spin and gone for the score. Made it 13-6. Now, Vets, you got to kick the extra point, right? Yeah, not so fast because this is going to be blocked.
Schmack,
and the Wildcats, Chase Phelps, off to the house. Play of the Week nominee, GP hung tough with Vets. This was a 13-11 game at the half. Coach Davis loving that, but Vets does pull one out tonight. Let's take a look at the final. 29-19 Eagles still state ranked and still unbeaten in district play.
That was a beautiful highlight. Then over, we have Flower Bluff Hornets over at Victoria East playing the Titans. We're off the bat. We have Flower Bluff fumbling the ball. Not not exciting at all. Titans take this, and Victoria East taking advantage. Jakirian Giles with the touchdown. 7-zip Titans. We don't see his name a lot tonight, Chris. Then next, Flower Bluff, Nash Vegas to Adam Martinez. Let's see that, because he's so close yet so far.
Look at Villegas fighting off the sack.
I know, but he is down at the 1-yard line. But it's okay. It is okay. Next up, we have Villegas with the touchdown. Pair of sevens, 7-7. Then up next, Victoria East Giles. Let's take a look at this, Chris. With a long touchdown. Titans back on top.
Gotta wrap up.
I know. Shoot, I don't even have. He's gone. He's gone, but we want to be talking about the other team being gone. But that, of course, is a touchdown. Then up next, Flower Bluff Villegas deep over the middle. When I say deep, Chris, this is like
a nice
This is like way down there to Martinez. What a catch, man. That was gnarly. Then sets it up for another rushing touchdown for Villegas. Pair of 4 teams now, Chris. Victoria, it was neck and neck, but let's take a look at that final.
Surprising.
Surprise, surprise, man. 30-28, Victoria East takes the dub. This is the first loss for the Hornets, Chris. I know lots of locals are not happy about that.
That's a surprising score, but East, a playoff team from last year, they could be a force to be reckoned with down the line as well. All right, how about homecoming here in town? Not for Carrol. Carrol taking on the Ray Texans. Homecoming for the Texans tonight out at Buck Stadium. Here, though, it's Carrol on the offensive. Matthew Rodriguez going to hit Benjamin Sandoval for the first down, breaking some tackles and getting to the outside. Then that combination worked pretty well on that one. So lather, rinse, repeat. Rodriguez to Sandoval again, and he's breaking through the Ray defense like a hot knife through butter. Carrol made it 7-0 early.
Gosh, what an underdog.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, an athlete. Look at that, man. Shoot.
Then Carrol again later with the ball, but watch, Nick Talavera going to get his head up just in time. Knocking it away. Texans defense coming up with the stop on that one. Hey, that would have been a good game, but this little turnover fest in the first half. Texans with the ball, and then they didn't have the ball. Carrol recovers. The Texans leaving a little bit to be desired, but they come back here. Marcos Cavazos going to haul this in for a nice grab. Now, this character from SpongeBob, the guy here with the little kids, had no idea who he was. Mike Gillespie said, that's Patrick from SpongeBob.
Oh, thank goodness.
So Mike Gillespie, a shout out, buddy, knew who Patrick was. Then the Raid defense coming up again. Gabriel Palomo with the interception, a good return. That would get the Texans on the board with a field goal, cut the lead to 7-3. Let's take a look at the final. Ray comes back, gets the dub, 24-21.
This is the football we've been waiting for, Chris. Then next over, we have Victoria West Warriors at Corpus Christi King playing the Mustangs. This is over at Cabinets Field. This is the final week for that 5A district play. Final
game of the night.
Final game of the night for that district, yes. For the Mustangs, this is their homecoming, wink, wink. Always want the dub for those. Off the top, we have that touchdown from Victoria East. Then up next, they tried for the 2 and success. Number 23, Patrick Cates brings it in for Victoria West. 8-zip Warriors. Then later, check this crazy catch by Warriors number 6, DeAndre Fillmore. Big time pass from QB Brendan Luduker.
Wow.
That was gnarly, man. Even I was like, whoa.
That was play of the week. We don't give it to outsiders.
That's what I was telling you earlier. I was like, we don't really do that, but that would have been a great one. Then later in the half, Mustangs get a big gain, big break as Warriors QB looks for number 4, Dion Green, but Mustangs number 4, Edward Manzano, says, nope. That's mine. That's my ball. But the Stangs couldn't really get it going here. We have this snap going right over the QB's head, bringing the Mustangs back some. And, well, like I said, they couldn't really do much with that one. Then up next, we have the Warriors gain the ball back. Oh, let us see that.
Yeah, this one was not pretty.
It was not pretty. I'm not going to lie. We had final 61-21, Victoria West taking the dub on that one, Chris.
So, we had our plans, and sounds like that district thrown for a wrench tonight because I don't think anyone saw Flower Bluff, especially they went on the road last week and knocked off a solid West team, put up 60 on them, but they lose to East tonight.
And all season we've been talking about those underdog plays, but they weren't even the underdogs. They were like the top dogs. So this is definitely
I will say that's probably a bigger win for East than it is a loss for Bluff because East is one of those teams where, those teams for our locals were like, hey, if we beat them, we can probably get in the playoffs. Now that's another win for them in that column. So we'll see what happens next, Chris. As Drake said it best, like I said. Exactly. We got plenty more coming up. An entire 4A district of highlights to show. That's next after the break.
Action highlights coming your way right after this timeout.